The next thing is the stitch length. So what this does is it changes the length of the straight stitch. So you can see here on the left-hand side, if I move my dial down to 1, I get these really tiny stitches, really closely together. And then the higher I move it, so this is a 3, and again this is a 5, the distance between stitches, so stitch, 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 the distance between stitches gets bigger or smaller. Depending on if I'm using a bigger number, I get bigger stitches. A smaller number gives me smaller stitches. Now, super tiny stitches mean you have lots of points holding the fabric together. So if you need something to hold super, super well, be really, really durable, never ever in a million years come apart, you're gonna use really tiny stitches. So that is a bit extreme. So most commonly, you'll just use something in the middle range. Something like 3 is perfect for almost all projects. Clothing, zippered pouches, pillowcases, 3s are perfect. But if you go really, really big and you're going to like a 5, those are typically used, that stitch length is typically used for temporary stitches. So if you want to sew something just to see what it looks like, to see if you got it right, or to do a practice, use a large stitch length. Because there are so few stitches, it's much easier to take out. So a pro tip for beginners, set your stitch length to 5 for anything you're sewing, and once you check to make sure it's right, move it down to a 3, then sew it again. That way, in case you mess up, it's really easy to take out that first line of stitches, sew it right, and then sew in your final layer of stitches.